I'm Rabbi Mitch Malkus, and it is a pleasure to share with you a few reflections for the Hebrew month of Elul as we prepare for the Yamim Noraim, the Jewish high holidays. On Rosh Hashanah, we are confronted with the idea of our own brokenness through the sounds of the shofar. Tekiyah, a sustained blast, Truah, a series of short staccato blasts, and Shvarim, a series of broken notes. The rabbis of the Talmud believe that Truah and Shvarim are meant to sound like cries. The Hebrew word shever means broken, and the root is connected to Shvarim, the name of the three broken notes we hear in our shofar call. We can trace this Hebrew word of shever, the idea of brokenness, back to the Tanakh, the Hebrew Bible. In the book of Psalms, we read, God heals the brokenhearted and binds up their wounds. And in the prophet Isaiah, we learn, the Eternal has sent me to bind up the brokenhearted, to free the captives. The metaphor of God as healer of wounds and the brokenhearted resonates throughout our tradition. Why is this concept of brokenness found so often throughout our Bible? Because it's so central to the human experience, a common condition across time and across culture. No one escapes this fate. We are all wounded and broken. The month of Elul is a time for us to focus on what is broken in our own lives and how we can dedicate ourselves to fixing this brokenness. We call this process tikkun midot. The term tikkun midot combines the Hebrew word tikkun, meaning repair or mend, with the word midah, which means ethical or spiritual principles. I've heard some people translate the entire term as applied mindfulness. It is connected to a stream of Jewish thought known as Musar, and the Musar movement, which emerged in the 10th century and was widespread among Eastern European Jewry by the 19th century. The idea of tikkun or repair is familiar to us as part of tikkun olam, repairing the world, which has become an important Jewish value since the mid-20th century. As we prepare for the high holidays, I want to connect tikkun midot, the individual work we do to repair our own brokenness, with the work of tikkun olam, the work we do to repair the world, in service of confronting racial justice in the United States at this time. We're in a moment in time where racial justice in the U.S. can take a major step forward. There's much work for us to do as society. Yet, on an individual level, it may feel like the issue of systemic racism is too large for us as individuals to solve. Solving the macro level problem can feel frustratingly unwinnable. With more than 400 years of seeking the vaccine to that plague in our country alone, its complete eradication is still far out of reach. As we learn through the process of tikkun midot, we need to break big issues down into smaller pieces. We can look at how we, as individuals, can take steps to be anti-racist ourselves. If solving racism is too big for any one individual, we can solve for our own brokenness in this area as a way to contribute to society's need for tikkun olam, for systemic racism. How can I be more inclusive of diversity in my life? How can I be more kind to others? How can I be more generous than selfish? How can I encourage unity over division? During Elul, I want to suggest that we wrestle with these questions, and we use these questions to improve ourselves as a contribution to addressing our society's brokenness. Shana Tova Umetuka, may you have a good, healthy, and sweet new year.